Shoot, we can't hear you now.
Murray, you muted.
Yeah, I can't hear you now. Don't be muted. No. Wait, first of all, TK, can you say something, please?
What's up?
Okay, I can hear him.
We all hear each other.
No, we can't hear you. You and Ben, man, messing up the whole.
I can hear.
I can hear
Jones.
you now.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Hey, can we like redo? I feel like this was Georgia's offense yesterday. This is how we're starting. It trickles down to everything. It trickles down to Bulldog banter. So let's start it over again. We're gonna redo. Welcome everybody. Happy Sunday night. This is Bulldog banter with yours truly, Aaron Murray, Knowshon Moreno, Ben Jones, Tavarres King. And we may not be we've gotten to the point as Georgia fans, fellas. Let's start with this. We are so spoiled that a win is just not good enough anymore. Like there's depressed Bulldog fans across the state of Georgia saying 13-12 on the road against a quality opponent is not good enough. Have we gotten to the point where we are truly the new Alabama, where winning is not good enough?
When I have money on the game, it ain't good enough.
Yeah, that always. But yeah, bro, I think the caliber in which we, as a fan base, have grown accustomed to is definitely different for sure. We want it to be clean. We want it to look like Georgia football, which is now dominating football. So I think yesterday was a little bit shocking for everybody. The team included, but we've all and I was gonna say this, we've all been a part of games like that. You know what I'm saying? We've all been a part of games in offenses where shit was not just nothing was going right. Nothing, nobody could get it going. So tough day for the Dogs, but yeah, glad we snuck out of there with a win. But obviously, yeah, we're
sloppy.
That's
all I can say about the performance from Connor Anderson in the chat. Sloppy. If you're watching this on Twitter, come jump into the live stream right now on YouTube. Come ask your questions. Hang out with us here at TPL. Same question to the other two. Knowshon, Ben, like, are we too spoiled as Georgia football fans? Are we just spoiled? Straight up. I can't think of another word for it but that.
Yeah, man.
I think if it was a Texas, an Ole Miss, an Alabama, we would take any win versus those guys. Kentucky, after them losing the way they did to South Carolina,
true.
I think we had our hopes set a certain standard, and Kentucky brought it. Like they literally got after our D-line. They ran it at will on us. It reminded me a lot of the last year of the SEC championship. Same kind of run scheme. We sat there in two-gapped, and they just stayed in combinations. And they just ran it and ran it and ran it. So hopefully this light a fire in them because we got Bama coming up. So I'm glad it happened now. So them boys are gonna suffer.
Hopefully. Well, Knowshon, anything to add on to any of that?
Tim and Diane, you already know I keep it real, baby. You know I'm gonna keep that thing real. But nah, I think we all said it. I think you all guys all said it pretty clearly. It just wasn't what we were expecting. And I think the biggest thing, what it is that we know it's down the road. It's not going to get any easier from here. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, bro, if you're struggling right now, man, it's going to be a long season. You know what I'm saying? And I guess we do have to understand and get in our heads that this is not the old Bulldogs of the past 2 years ago, 3 years ago. Oh, shoot, even last year. You know what I mean? It's just not the same team, but we have our expectations where they are, and that's very high. You know what I mean? And if you're going to be the number one team or top 5 team in the nation, you got to show that each and every week. You know what I mean? So luckily we do have this bye that we can correct a lot of things. And honestly, I'm happy it happened kind of early. You know what I mean? The team gets to understand that they're, who are they as a team? You know what I mean? Coming back from adversity and getting a win like this, yes, it's a win, and they have to dig down deep. So at least they got that out the way so that they know that they can dig deep and win those tough games, and it's not always going to be a blowout. So you can take that positive from it. But at the end of the day, it didn't look pretty. And thank goodness we got the playoffs this year because you know what I mean, who knows where they would have put us in the poll with a win. Win has to be big back in the day when it was only a couple teams going, 4 teams going. So luckily we got the playoffs this year.
All right. So obviously the goal of this show, we're going to talk about the game last night versus Kentucky, the good, the bad, breakdown by really our positions. And we'll talk about the defense obviously as well. We'll talk a little bit national, what's going on with some certain schools, some certain rivals of Georgia that are just south of us, and what is the hell is going on? Are they going to need a new coach down there in Florida? We'll discuss that as well, kind of on the back end. So make sure you jump into the chat, put your questions in there, and we'll get to them throughout the show. Before we dive into like the X's and O's and the positions and what went wrong last night, TK, something that you said in your answer, I thought really stuck with me of like, there's going to be nights like this, and they happen. We've all been through it. The night that I remember, it may not have been against a Kentucky team, and nothing against Kentucky. Like, Kentucky's a really good football team, and Mark Stoops is a hell of a coach. That is a talented team on both sides of the football. They got dudes. There's no doubt about it. Like, that was, to them, that wasn't fluky. When you look at the roster, like that's a good football team. So, but I remember junior year going to South Carolina, undefeated, top 10 teams, and it wasn't like I felt like South Carolina was better than us. It just felt like nothing for some reason could go right for us. It just it just felt weird. It's hard for me to explain it. Maybe one of you guys can do a better job than me, but it's just one of those things where like the game all of a sudden feels like it's a little bit faster. Your head's not in the right space. You're not, for me as a quarterback, I'm not seeing it as clearly as I usually do. It's a really weird feeling. It doesn't happen a lot, or at least luckily for me, it didn't happen a lot at Georgia. But there's a handful of times where it just felt too fast and I couldn't slow it down. And it was so frustrating because you know how big the moment was and you just could not grip it for some reason.
Yeah, no, I mean, that game, I mean, I felt like I could resonate with how you felt in that game because, and I think the whole team can that day because everything was kind of just, head was spinning for everybody. The O-line, defensively, special teams. I think they returned a punt, Ace Sanders, I think it was. So I mean, it was just a crazy day. And when you have days like that, you've got to find a way to be resilient, to rally. And luckily, our guys did that yesterday because that was one of those days. Like, I feel like that was one of those days. We couldn't catch the ball, we couldn't tackle, we were getting penalties left and right. So it was just one of those days. But yeah, bro, it is a crazy feeling because it's like you said, it's not something that happens often. Like we're always in flow. We like to say, you know what I'm saying? So that's something that doesn't happen often, but when it does, it's hard to get that off your back for sure.
Any games that you two remember on the other side, like where it just felt like you couldn't get a real feel for the game and it was just happening a little bit too fast?
You want me to go? You got it. No.
Oh yeah, I hit it. I mean, yeah, like we all mentioned it. We had those kind of games, and it comes back to this: it's either we didn't prepare like we should have in the beginning of that week, right? Where the game plan might have been a little vanilla. We thought we could just go out there and keep it simple, and we couldn't, right? So it was either that or in the game, they just out physical you and they wanted more than you at that time, right? So those are the two things that comes to my mind when it comes to those tight games that you know that you're supposed to win, but then it becomes a dogfight and you're like, crap, now we got to, really dig deep and get this. So we've had those games, but I hope it wasn't the first thing I said where it was we didn't prepare like they were Alabama or Tennessee or Texas, that we just kept it kind of vanilla and simple and said we can get past it.
Ben, any games you can remember?
I remember in 2007, Georgia almost lost to Vandy. They kicked the game-winning field. They rushed the field, and that's why the whole thing happened, why they rushed the field the next week versus Florida, because they were celebrating in Vandy's middle of the field. And Coach Rick's like, hey, what in the world's going on while we have to celebrate a game-winning field goal to beat Vandy? Then I turned around my senior year. Vandy had us beat, boys, in Vandy. They blocked the punt with a minute left in the game. Instead of them scooping and scoring, they fell on it. And then we went out there and got a 4-play stop in our red zone. But if they just scoop and score, you're sitting back there. We're not going to the SEC championship in 2011. The same thing that year with Knowshon and them. They don't make that run at the end of the year, going to Florida that next week if they don't win that game. So this happens in college. You're looking for the next week. Hey, you're playing a lesser opponent. You're thinking about, hey, I got bye week coming up. they're 18-year-old kids. It's not their full-time job like the NFL. They're thinking about, hey, I'm going to go home and see my family this weekend. What I'm going to do before this Bama game before I lock in. So I give them a little, like, hey, you're going on the road to Kentucky. You think you got it in the bag. Then it just snowballs. Then you start pressing. You're trying to make a play on everything, and it happens. So that's what I'm hoping that happened. And so it just gets a little fire this week in practice. And, hey, guys, we got to lock in. We're not as good as we thought, and makes us have 2 good weeks of practice.
Hopefully.
But you know Kirby's going to love this. This gives him that opportunity to say, bro, we aren't what we thought we were. You know what I'm saying? Just kind of fueling the fire for you guys, I think.
He's going to lay it on them all week. He's going to lay it all way. They may have had 1 or 2 more days off. Not anymore. Like don't be planning on going home to go see mom and dad because your ass is going to be back here because that shit ain't good enough to go beat Bama. So cancel the weekend plan, boys. We're going to be in the film room. There, that free pass is gone. All right, let's go to the chat. Chase and Tail Outdoor says, I know y'all worked with Bobo, but how much of that game falls on the coordinators, so both sides, and how much falls on the players? I think the coordinators obviously feel and see when the players are not executing to a level where they know they can execute to. So they kind of adjust their game plan. They make it more vanilla. They try and allow the players to play fast. And you lose a lot of the explosiveness because of that, because you're just getting back to the basics. Like to me, I've never been a coordinator. So like, this is just my gut. They say, I see these guys aren't responding the way I want them to. How can I just get them to go just do the basic X's and O's? That's just my thoughts. So I think it starts with players first, and then the coordinators kind of react from there.
Yeah, I definitely would agree with that. But when that happens, you have to make plays running basic shit. Like you gotta be able to catch the ball, running basic shit. So, yeah, I mean, I don't put any of this on a coordinator. Because plays were there to be made, and they weren't made. So definitely can't do that. Y'all get off my guy, damn it.
No doubt. If you get whooped up front, it don't matter what play you run.
Yeah.
You got to block the guy in front of you. You got to protect, and you got to catch and throw the ball. Scheme is a scheme. Like, yes, you might have a better look on certain plays, but it comes down to it in the O-line, D-line play is who owns the line of scrimmage, and if you're going to whoop the guy in front of you. If you get whooped, you get whooped, and you don't run the ball. That's play as stating obvious. Like, they got after us. They had the big boys up front that I thought we were going to move. They whooped us. Played. That's what I say. They got after us on both sides of the ball.
Well, best believe every team is going to be showing this tape during the week when they're preparing for Georgia. They're showing that whole Kentucky tape. This is how you beat them, out physical them, come downhill, make big tackles, make them make mistakes. Obviously, it's the little things, right? Yep. So this tape is going to be shown.
I thought it was pretty interesting when they went to why am I drawing blank right now? Linebacker that was at Georgia, that Kentucky. Why am I drawing blank?
Oh, over on the other side?
Yes.
Dumas Johnson.
Dumas,
yeah,
right?
Dumas Johnson.
Yeah, you said it.
And he was saying, I guess in the meetings with the media ahead of time, just like obviously he knows the personality. He's like, dude, you have to punch a team like this in the face. It is we are playing a team that we know, like being serious, they are better than us. You have to deliver the first few blows and kind of knock them off. Like, oh shit, like maybe according to Ben, like Ben said, like we weren't fully prepared for a fight. And now all of a sudden we got knocked. How do you respond? And then obviously Georgia found a way to win, but like for a while it looked like they got hit. And could they get off the ropes as the big favorite? And we just weren't sure. So I do think that was good to see. At least they could get off the ropes a little bit, and find a way to muscle out a win and start to move the ball at least on offense in the second half.
Hey fellas, you guys can't tell me you weren't nervous though when they got the ball back though. I'm like,
I was nervous the whole game. There wasn't a moment, Knowshon, that I wasn't nervous in that football game. Not a moment I wasn't nervous.
And there was a few mistakes late that I saw that I'm like, well, for instance, I think it was like maybe a third or something. Maybe, it was third and distance. Carson took off to the right side and he ran out of bounds. When I'm saying, bro, if he just lowers his shoulder there's a defender there. But he lowers his shoulder and gets that first down. Now we're running out the clock. They don't get that ball back. He runs out of bounds. They get the ball back. We got to punt. All this stuff.
He lowered that shoulder and like this bitch like Tua.
Listen. I know Stetson would have lowered that shoulder and got that first.
Oh,
I'm just
would your
saying.
boy Stafford have lowered the shoulder?
Stafford would have lowered that shoulder as well. He ain't run out of bounds in a crunch town situation like that. I don't know. It was just that time. And then they punt to us down on our end, and we let the ball drop. Like, he doesn't get underneath the ball to catch it on one of the punts. That was another mistake. I thought he should have caught the ball instead of let it bounce into our zone and having a long fielder drive. I mean, it was just a lot of mistakes that the coaches are gonna point out in that film, man.
Well, let's dive into it. Let's go position by position, because I don't think anyone walked away from that game saying, like, my position group I feel good about. Not the quarterbacks, not the running backs, not the receivers, not the O-line. If I kind of had a rank of worst to best, I would probably say like O-line, QB, running backs, receivers. But like, I thought the O-line did not perform well. I thought Carson was one of his worst games I've seen him play. So let's start with the bottom and work our way to the top. Ben, O-line, I know a lot of people want to get your thoughts on, like, what does the injury to Tate Ratledge do to the offense, if it is something that's a little bit longer. I haven't seen any updates or anything like that, but just go over the offensive line play. What did you think happened in the game last night?
Yeah, losing Tate's definitely – he's a veteran guy. He's our leader there. But Big Morris comes in there. He's not the pass protector that you see. They run the game and they're late on the third down with the back. So he's not used to playing by trust. He's not used to being over there at right guard at all. He's usually your left guard. So he's got 2 weeks to prepare over there if Tate's not back. So it's definitely a hole to fill there. I think Monroe is a great swing tackle. He comes in and gives us a little relief. I think he's a better pass protector than Truss, but I think Truss is a more physical player in the run game. So I think they're trying to figure out, hey, what do they want more? Do they want Truss in there because he's a senior leader, or do you want to go young there and kind of build for the future there with Monroe? So, but overall, they didn't move anybody. They didn't protect well. They literally got the same scheme that Alabama got from South Florida. The pick games, the pick stunts, they're getting guys on different levels. Nothing exotic. You just got to play better as a unit. And Coach Earls is going to have it. He's going to correct it. They're going to go out there, and he's going to show them a winning method to how to do it in practice. And he's going to throw that hat all week. He's going to run them. You're going to do T-boards until you're sick of it. So he's going to get his point across this week that, hey, we got to be better.
Yeah, I agree. All right, I'll hit the quarterbacks real quick. Go ahead, Knowshon.
What's a T-board? People might not know what the hell. I don't know what the hell the T-board is. The block
T-board, you might as well say you step over the board, you have a O-lineman standing there, you run it, you drive him for however long he wants to hold that whistle. It could be 5 yards, it could be 20 yards, and you better not pull up until he blows that whistle. When he blows the whistle, you turn around and sprint all the way through the line. Then he tells you if it's good or not. If it's not good enough, you turn around and do it again.
Oh, and damn, a little mini Mac drill.
And that's his thing of, if it was bad on Saturday, Monday and Tuesday, T-boards was rough. That's why Justin Anderson went over and played D-line for a year, because T-boards was that bad.
Speaking of Matt drills real quick, how many rounds could y'all do right now? Tomorrow?
Oh, my goodness.
Boys, Matt drills tomorrow. How many rounds could you get through? Of just the mat. Just the mat.
Oh, I can get through the mat.
Yeah.
Could you get through the mat?
I would die.
I think it's the rope that hurt.
I can physically get through it.
Yeah.
Really. But if you told me I had to go down there and do that ladder drill after my legs were tired, buzz my feet with fab. No.
Yeah, as long as we don't get none of these. I mean, how many of these? How many of them you getting? It depends. It depends. I can get.
Nothing better doing that before spring break, though, because you should go up to spring break shredded from doing all those mat drills. That's for damn sure.
Ripped up.
Man, you're losing like 2,000 calories in that hour. All right, so let's get the quarterback. Connor, Anderson, and I think Tim, kind of same question here. Well, going to ask for Aaron. Did Carson just ruin his Heisman chances after this? No. And I'm gonna add Tim in here, tagging on Connor's question. We are 3 games in. Do you think Carson is the best quarterback in college football? As of right now, he is not playing like the best quarterback in college football. Do I think he's the most talented quarterback heading into next year's NFL draft? Yes, I still believe Carson is the most talented quarterback heading into next year's NFL draft. It's him and Quinn for that spot, in my opinion. I think Quinn's playing out of his mind right now, and I think he just has a minor injury and will be back in a couple weeks himself. But the thing with Carson is No one in America has more primetime opportunities to win the Heisman than Carson Beck. You are going to be in primetime against Bama. Everyone in the country is going to be watching that game. You're going to be in primetime against Texas, the game of the year. Everyone's going to be watching that game. And guess what? The other quarterback is also going to be a Heisman frontrunner. You win that, you take it over him. You're going to be going against Ole Miss, another Heisman contender in Jackson Dart. Going to be a nationally televised game. You're going to be going against Nico in Tennessee, another big-ass matchup. And then guess what? You're going to be in the SEC championship if you win those. So he has 5 opportunities, right? No, 4, 5. Alabama, Texas, Ole Miss, Tennessee, SEC championship. Not one quarterback in America has that many opportunities to go win a Heisman. So can Carson correct it? Can he go out there and win a Heisman? Did yesterday hurt it? I don't think it hurt it at all. At all. I think if he goes out there and plays as good as I think he can play, he will win a Heisman if Georgia's undefeated.
I'll tell you what, Aaron. I see what you're saying there, and I can understand that, right? But you got to look at both sides of the coin then. Yeah, he has all the opportunities to prove that he can get there, but it also could go the opposite way with all these opportunities in these big-time games and he dropped the ball.
Oh, 100%. 100%. Like if he goes to Alabama and Georgia loses to Bama and Carson doesn't put up good stats, then he's out then. He's done.
I think it would be better. It would be better for him if we didn't have so many big games. We had, sprinkle, and then we had those other games where he could just air it out and get those big numbers that we'd like to see from a Heisman.
Yeah, I think you need a couple. I think he has more opportunities though. Like I think if he has a decent game in one of them and they lose, but he balls out the other 3 and he still finds a way to win the SEC championship game, he's still in it. He just can't have a really bad game in one of those.
If we win the SEC, it's because of him.
Yeah.
We don't have the dudes that we have on defense back the 2 years we won the national championship. If we win a national championship, it's strictly because of our quarterback play and we're outscoring people, honestly.
Yeah, I agree. And you got to think, like, who's he going against in those games? Jalen is a Heisman contender, so you can knock him out of it. So is yours, so is Jackson, and so is Nico. So, like, not only could you win those games and elevate yourself, you can knock those guys out of it because then all of a sudden people go say, like, well, who's the better quarterback? They go to the head-to-head battles a lot of times and say, oh, Carson won that one. Oh, Carson won that one. Oh, Carson won that one. Oh, he won that one. So, like, if he takes care of business, he will pave his way to New York, no doubt about it. He's just got to – but he can't play like he did last night. That's for damn sure. Like, if you go back and look at Georgia's offense this year, not a great first half versus Clemson. Great second half. I think a good second game against a very bad opponent. Not great, but good. And then now 4 quarters of not great football at all. So really you have 1.5 games of not good football offensively for Georgia. Like that's not a good way to start the season. So like there's a lot that needs to be corrected from Carson. I thought his timing was off. I thought he was as inaccurate as I've seen him throwing the football. But I have confidence in him, man. I think he's going to get it correct over the next 2 weeks. At least I hope he does. So that's my 2 cents on him. Let's go to the receivers. TK, thoughts on their performances?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't think it was terrible. Obviously thought it could have been better. Couple drops, like we mentioned. But I mean, as I'm looking at the tape, like there was a couple plays made too that needed to be made. So I mean. Again, you want to find ways to get out of games like this when shit's not going your way, when things the ball seems to be bouncing the other team's way or whatever. And we did. So that's all I can say. I think we have to continue to get better collectively as a group. But I'm not very discouraged in what I saw from my group. You know what I'm saying? It was
good to see Dom get some. We said Dom needed to get going, and like that was his game where like Dom made some big plays, which I like to see.
Yeah, he did. He made several. That tip catch, that one down the left side, where he turned it up in between those 2 guys. So he made several big plays. Good to see Kobe Young on the back shoulder fade as well. So just I didn't think my guys played too bad. I think we did what we needed to do. But again, you want to catch them all like Pokemon.
Like I said, like to me, it was O-line. And let's just grade them because like I do think there's a separation. Like O-line and QBs, I think played the worst. And then I think there's a couple grades above, and then you get to tight, receivers, tight ends, and then obviously we'll see how tough Knowshon grades it. But like, I'd give Carson a C in the game. Just to be honest, I think a C is there. I mean, he played well enough down the stretch, made some big time throws. That dagger out was sweet. The out route or the sail route to Dom Lovett was beautifully thrown. I thought he had a couple of nice runs. Like he performed down the stretch and got us to a place where we won the football game. So like, I'm not going to say he failed the game, but a nice even C, I think, is very fair for Carson. What we expect from the quarterback. Ben, what would have your grade been for the offensive line?
Yeah, we didn't protect all night. We really, even the plays that we made throwing the ball, like he had to run around and make plays. C-. That wasn't our standard at Georgia. Like, we got to be better. I take pride in that. Those guys are my boys. I still talk to those guys. Coach Searles is like my pops for me, man. Like, I love that guy. And I still talk to him once or twice a week. So for me to say that about my guys there, and that's the thing, they got to own up to it and they got to be better.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a look in the mirror kind of week. Are we the kind of offensive line that we want to be? And from here going forward, what are we going to do to change to be the person that we want to be on the offensive line at Georgia?
Mm-hmm. T, what would you grade the receivers at?
Probably a B-, C+, B- maybe. I'm gonna go with C+. No, I'm gonna give us a B-. I ain't gonna be that dirty. I thought we did all right, bro. Like I said,
Yeah.
Y'all made plays.
We made plays when we needed to. So I just obviously want to turn those catches into explosives if we need to. How about that? Well, I'm gonna give him a little Knowshon. Give him a little challenge. Give him a little challenge.
I love that, man. Love that.
All right,
y'all
Knowshon. We're all waiting for this one. We're all waiting for this one now. Running backs. Here we go. Come on. What we got?
Yeah, no, the RBs, man. We talked about it, right? It was tough up front. You know what I mean? I just thought the guys did what they could when it wasn't there. They just put their head down and get that tough one, get that tough two. It was good to see ETN get multiple carries to kind of get him into the game. And, he had some really tough runs that he had to, go through. A little bit too much dancing at sometimes, but he got downhill. He did what he had to do. So I just think at the end of the day, for what was there and what was going on in the game, I think the backs did what they could. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't coming down too hard on them. And I love the way that, Branson ran in that goal line and right there to give us our only touchdown on the night. He ran strong in there. I love to see that. Still had the ball in the wrong hand. I don't know why he went to the right. I don't get it. Did he get the ball on the left side? But even so, you're cutting over to the right. You getting that thing in this arm. I don't know. But we scored. So I'm not going to pick too much. For the grade, I'll go same thing with TK. Like a B-, B- area. We got about 80 yards, almost 80, 70, 79 yards from ETN on 19. So it was all right.
It was good seeing him in a rhythm. Like we brought that up last week on the shows. Like if he's going to be the guy, bye-bye, Ben. I don't know where Ben just went. Ben's been doing some technical difficulties. But like ETN's going to be the guy. Like I want to see him get a little bit more rhythm. Like I want to see him get a little bit more chance. And I think they did that in the game. You're seeing that like we trust this guy. He is our number one. Let's feed the beast. And it would have been nice if he stayed in bounds on that one touchdown run because that was sweet. That was sweet.
Yeah.
And when he barely stepped out, we thought it was a touchdown, but they got called like the 12-yard line.
Down the sideline.
Yep.
Right side.
That was nice. That was real nice.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I saw some good things, you know what I mean? And for what it was, I thought they did what they could. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like there was holes. There was holes, but it wasn't like, these things are wide open and, he missed on the cut. He missed on making someone miss or something like that. No, it's just what it was. It was a hard-nosed game.
Appreciate everyone in the chat right now. I think we're about 1,600 strong between Twitter and if you are on the YouTube, please like, subscribe. Obviously, great for the algorithm.
Got that sip, saver, and speak
Players Lounge. We'll be getting some more player shows. They'll be recording their shows tomorrow. So if you want to get directly from the players what went on in their minds, what went right, what went wrong, all that good stuff, stay tuned. We'll have some more shows throughout the week. So make sure you sub so you get notified when those pop up.
Can I ask you guys something?
Yo,
just a little something. Oh, Connor has some? All right, before Connor go,
Go ahead. You go ahead, Sato.
Did any point in the game did any of y'all say, damn, I do like the way that Vandegrift looking right now? Did y'all say that one time? Not
No.
one time. I love the way he
No,
was
look,
looking
he-
with his
he looked
legs.
better than
He
he
did-
did a week
I
ago.
was like, this guy's toting it, but he can't throw.
Yeah, he looked good for them.
He looked better than he did a week ago, but he also had better time than he did a week ago. Like
Okay.
the biggest thing that I kept hearing all night was, wow, South Carolina's defense line must be that good because they whooped up Kentucky a week ago in that stadium, and Georgia was struggling. I mean, Jalen played great. Number 11 on the outside, love Jalen.
Amazing, bro.
He's been like one of the best players.
Every time you seen it, he was in the backfield chasing him.
We got two gappers in the inside. They ain't trying to. They're sitting there two gapping for our linebacker. I'm like, can we get in a pass rushing stance on third down in the interior? Like, it's okay to get after the quarterback.
But even the one time Jalen got free in the fourth quarter and Brock hit the little speed and took off around the corner, and Jalen said, I'm done. I'm exhausted. I can't chase him. And Brock turned the corner. I was like, I knew he was fast, but he played well. I'll say this, that is a very good defense. He got the crap beat out of him a week ago. To me, as a quarterback, it'd be hard to get in there and trust my offense line with how bad Kentucky was a week ago. And he did. He sat in there and made plays.
They had a couple of linemen out too.
Yeah.
Oh, they did.
But their little running back played well too. The sumo guy.
I don't know. Like I said, yeah, y'all right. Yeah, Vandegrift didn't really throw the ball very well, right? But at times I was like, man, I'd like to have those legs at some point. That's it. That's all I said.
Hey, Dogs were missing. Michael wasn't playing. Brinson wasn't playing. I mean, you're missing a couple guys there at the front. So that's a big difference of get those guys healthy for Alabama.
You saw it too. Ingrid Dawson did he made a couple of plays. You could tell. Then he lost contain on a couple of plays too. But you saw the wear on him. Like as a guy that's not used to being in there a lot, that got in there, made some plays, and then kind of was sucking a little wind pause. But yeah. Got to be better up front for sure.
Got to be better up front. But no, he looked good. Listen, I'm happy for him. I don't think there's any ill will for Georgia fans and Brock or Dumas Johnson. It's we appreciate for what you've done.
That's not what y'all was saying last week. Remember when you play against another guy? I hate him.
Blood.
What did I say? After we whoop them, we can hug them after the game.
Okay. My fault.
Hey, throw that boy Connor's question up there about 2 weeks from now. What did he say? Something about Bama.
He said something about TK.
I mean, honestly, if you watch Bama, you said, how do you feel about receiving core going up against Bama's DBs? I feel great about it because if you watch their tape, they get ran by often. Very often. There's a lot of guys open often. So I feel pretty good about Coach Bobo scheming something up. And we hadn't seen a lot. That's another thing too, guys. You think that Coach Bobo opened up the playbook yet? So I definitely feel good about it. I like the matchup. Connor.
He better. We're gonna end up losing.
No, we're gonna have to. We're gonna have to.
You don't have to. I need to see Arian. I need to see Arian try to run by some people.
I think so. I think, bro. Watch them play. USF guys running by him, and I'm just like, wow, this doesn't look like the same Alabama. So, in my opinion,
that quarterback couldn't throw it for South Florida. He was there to scramble. He was there to run the zone read. They're gonna get their butt back when they play us.
All right, they better shit.
Connor, everyone can see the chat. So if anyone has a question, not just for me, I'm just the moderator, so I'm clicking the buttons when the chats come in. But everyone, I believe, sees the chat. And if you have something specific for one of us, just obviously at whoever to send it their way. Ask Ben to wave at you. All right. We will continue to monitor the chat, and I always love the interaction with everyone joining us right now. I want to step away. We all know, got to be better. I think that's the theme. Everyone at every position, especially quarterback, O-line, where Georgia feels like they are elite. Georgia came into the season saying, with the number one pick in the NFL draft at quarterback, we have a Joe Moore Award winning type offensive line, and those two things did not perform to the standard that was set before the season. Those guys know it. Bobo knows it. Searles knows it. Kirby knows it. They're going to get their asses right before the next game. At least we hope so. So let's put that behind. Georgia still won the football game. They are 3-0. And now the number 2 team in the country. Before we get to that real quick, before we talk about Texas jumping Georgia in the polls, everyone needs to go through their PrizePicks stats for the weekend. So once again, we are official this year. We got a sponsor. PrizePicks is taking care of us. So please go take care of them by making an account. Use promo code TPL, $50 instantly in promo funds with your first $5 lineup. So we're giving out our best picks each and every Thursday, and we're going to hold ourselves accountable here because we want to be better. We want to make money ourselves. So I was 1 for 2.
Okay.
I was 1 for 2.
1 for 2.
Man, I thought Garrett Nussmeier was going to go over 300.
Bro.
I thought Garrett Nussmeier was going to go over 300. Knowshon's keeping record here.
Yeah,
So
I didn't
I
get
was 1
everyone's
for 2.
last week. So
we're starting from this weekend is our first weekend.
Of course you are, because I'm 2-0. Of course, you guys want to start now.
No.
2-0.
So I was 1 and 2 over the
You
weekend.
ain't lost. Nothing.
Last 2 weeks I was been on. No
Get
loss.
money, my boy.
I'm just trying to say.
Well, too bad that shit don't count. It works for your pocketbook, but it don't work for
Right,
this.
right.
So
Okay.
I'm 1 and 2 after
1 and
this
2?
weekend. 1 and 2. I hit Brock the less, and I missed on Carson more, and I missed on Nussmeier more.
Okay. Got you down.
All right.
I'm
Who's
1
next?
for 2 as well. I missed on ETN 75.5. He got 79. I was right there. Now don't think I'm far away. And then I also missed on Montrell Johnson. But did he get hurt?
They just
He didn't play.
I don't know.
He only had like 1 or 2 carries. So I was like, I don't know what happened there, but I did get on Le'Veon Moss. I did catch on that one. He went for like 1 change on the boys.
Didn't score,
He had
man.
no touchdown though.
No
Yeah,
touchdown.
Yeah.
You had him for touchdowns, Ben?
Yeah, that was like one guy I gave for a touchdown. He didn't get it.
So Ben, where'd you go?
I got the last right for the Florida running back. I said he wasn't scoring. He didn't score. He didn't do anything.
Okay. 1 for 2.
The LSU guy had 2 carries for 19 yards, then scores in the last drive to give him the win. I picked him less. I had it in the bag. Then he's going to score the last drive. Even the other guy like got 20-something carries. That guy got like 3 carries. I'm like,
yeah.
Crazy. It's crazy, son.
So were you 1 for 2?
I went 1 for 2.
All right.
See?
Well, I'm gonna join that party. You know,
Hey!
I'm gonna join that party. Yo, T Mac had the hardest one to get, 96. He got it.
You knew he was gonna get it.
He went for like 138. He went for like 138, bro. And then obviously Arian didn't get 32.5 yards. And then Kyron Lacey had 69. He needed 73, my boy. So yeah, bro, it's all right. We gotta go a little bit more.
LSU found a run game, TK. That was not the week for LSU to find a run game for either of us. So we are all 1 and 2 after our first week, but appreciate everyone. It helps us, obviously, as we continue to grow here at the Players Lounge. Go download it. Super easy, really fun to use. PrizePicks will be giving our picks on Thursday, and we will be better this week to make sure all of us put more money in our pockets this year. Promo code TPL, $50 instantly in promo funds for your first $5 lineup. All right. 2 more things I want to hit on real quick. 1, just everyone give their thoughts about the AP poll. And then 2, we have to talk about Florida just real quick. All right. AP poll. Georgia moves back to 2. Texas moves up to 1. Does it matter? Is it good for us secretly? Let's send it around the horn. Knowshon, you're up first on this one.
Secretly, it can be a good thing. You know, you hold that number 1 rank, and it can kind of, it's like being a champion in boxing or any kind of UFC or whatever. You're the hunted. Yeah, you're still the hunted of being the top ranked team. But when you're at that number 1, it's supposed to look a certain way when it's the number 1, right? So this could work in our favor where it's okay. Hey, we don't have as much pressure as we did at that number 1 position. But I mean, it still looks it still feels weird. You know what I'm saying? Hey. to drop back that 1, but you can't deny what Texas is doing. They look great in their games. But if these games keep on looking, if it's a tight game versus Alabama, who knows? They might drop us another one. I don't know. But
no,
why
not
not?
on the road against Bama.
Why not?
Bama's top 5. No.
Whatever. I guess. I hope. Listen, I hope not.
So
But what?
You went to church this morning, boy. You had to.
Why? Because I'm talking a little too nice for these guys?
Nah, you said something. You said if you number one, it's got to look like that. That's the message this week. That's the message for the next 2 weeks. Damn it. For our guys, you said something, boy. You're preaching right there. If you're number one, it's got to look like it, and it didn't. Yeah. But yeah, you preaching right there, boy. You said something.
Okay.
Yeah, boy.
All right,
I was muted, trying to talk and shit. Well,
because Arch Manning sure looked like it. I ain't gonna lie. He was.
Boy, that looked good. Boy, ran for that 60
playing though.
I don't care.
We did hit somebody with it.
They played UT, whatever, San Antonio, whoever they played.
Or UTSA, yeah.
Yeah, I was saying, like, he still looked good.
They look good. Texas, I will be honest. Texas has looked like the best team in America to start the season. Straight up. They've looked like the best team.
Yeah.
Like, put your Georgia hat aside, and as a college football fan and us as analysts, Texas has looked like the best football team in America to start the season.
Hey, Tennessee ain't far behind them.
I agree. I like Tennessee a lot too.
They all go with that shit. Boy.
Their offenses are good. That's what they got. Electric offenses. That's all it is. Like defense wins championships.
That's true.
Connor wants to know. First off, Glenn Buck in the chat. By far the best pod out there. Thanks, guys. We appreciate it, man. I think we had something special here.
Thank you.
I don't know many places where you get 4 legends talking about the game, and then plus you get the current student athletes also talking during the week as well. So appreciate that. Connor Anderson, Aaron, who do you like seeing lose more, Auburn or Florida? Both.
I gotta say Florida. I mean, I get it, but I'd say Florida, man.
Florida, I hate Florida.
Yeah, bro.
All right, let's stick on Florida then, boys.
Yeah.
Can y'all believe it? That 3 games they've got their ass beat twice in the swamp.
In Sweden.
Twice.
Yeah.
Yes.
Billy got to go.
It's rough down there. You know, it's crazy. I'm a Billy Napier fan, bro. He recruited me when he was at Clemson, tight end coach. My dog, great person, man. My mom,
I like him. Good dude too.
But you might be right, bro. It might be time for some change.
He pissing in the wind, boys. Pissing in the wind.
Yeah, it might be.
They coming right back on them, boys. They can't win. They done so. They're man Florida State.
It's not like they can't win. They're getting blown out at home.
Yeah,
and getting booed. I don't know if he wants that shit anymore. Like if I'm him, I'm like, get me out of here. Give me my buyout. Let me go out in peace. I keep hearing from not probably very good sources. So I'm just going to bring it up anyways. That Urban Meyer is being targeted to come back to Florida.
Urban Meyer, get out of here! He needs to
breaking news, Meyer,
somewhere.
This is not breaking news. I said these are not credible sources at all.
Oh, good.
I just figured I'd bring it up anyways.
State and Florida, they both getting canned in the next 5 weeks.
No. Norvell has plenty of good grace after last year. No.
Grace. They've 0-3.
Yeah,
they lost to Memphis.
Still, they went. They looked
13-0
last year.
They look bad. They look bad.
Murray, I mean,
who wins that game at the end of the season?
Florida.
You mean really? Florida and what? Florida State?
That is such a bad football game.
That is
Florida State,
real deal toilet ball.
They got to what's his name? Lagway, whatever his name is. He's got to be better.
Oh yeah, the quarterback.
Your program from Clemson to Florida State quarterback.
Yeah, that's the thing though. If you look at Florida's schedule, I'm looking at it right now, bro. They might only get 1 or 2 more wins this whole season.
Look at their last
2 more.
Look at Florida's last 6 games.
Dude, that's what I'm saying. They might win this next one.
Mississippi State.
They might win this next one. Mississippi State, maybe, right? UCF looks good. Yeah, they might win that one. UCF looks good. I don't think they win that one. Then they got Tennessee. Then they have Kentucky. I mean,
imagine being Florida and losing to UCF.
They're gonna lose to them
that
boys.
Might happen.
They're bad.
I agree. I'm not disagreeing with that.
Look at the last 5 or 6 games. Read them
all
out.
Right, last 5.
Tennessee, Kentucky, Georgia, Texas, LSU, Ole Miss, and then Florida State. Florida's not going to a bowl game.
Yeah, that ain't
No.
happening. They lost all them.
Florida ain't going to a bowl game.
All
No,
of
they
them.
might win one more, maybe two.
What
So-
happened to the Gators, boy?
Well, that's the thing, though. Like, I think someone asked that question in the chat. Is he gone by Thanksgiving?
I think he may be gone the next like by tomorrow.
Yeah, but yo, Murray.
It may be tomorrow.
Me.
I'm updating. I'm updating my my ESPN page like constantly, waiting for the headline to be Billy Napier is gone
Yeah.
because he's going to be gone. When do you just rip the Band-Aid off? He is
Right.
not going to be the coach for Florida in 2025. We all know that. He knows it. Everyone else does. When do you just say, fuck it, Band-Aid off, we're done? It's going to happen.
Yeah.
So what's the difference between doing it now and doing it at the end of the season when they're 2-9 getting ready to play Florida State?
The fans come to the games more if you have a coach or you don't have a coach.
Yeah.
I feel like
I
they'll
like
come
what,
more if they hire.
I like what Doug Maddox said, though. That would be kind of interesting. Bill O'Brien over there in Florida. Kind of like that.
Hello.
He ain't leaving
I like
Boston.
Bill.
That's roots. He's a Bostonian. Like that.
Yeah, I
that's,
can see that.
Mm,
he is
Yeah.
that's perfect for him.
Yeah, I do like
and he kind of got them boys cooking up there a little bit.
I like
That's
what
his
they look
home.
like.
That's his home. That's where his family's at. He ain't leaving.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
mm.
Who wants that job? Is that a bad job? From
I don't
Connor
think it's a bad
Anderson?
job. I don't think it's a bad job at all.
What
Makes a bad? What make? Well, because the players, you don't have the players right now. I mean,
I mean,
Yeah,
I
but you
think-
can recruit.
I think
you
it's
can
tough
recruit. You
right
have
now.
facilities.
Yeah, I mean it's
I
Florida.
think Florida's a place where if you get the right coach, they have everything you need. They have the money. They have NIL. They have a good school, like education wise.
weather.
They
have
have
great weather.
players in the state.
Yes.
Mhm.
I mean, your state is everyone's going in the Florida. Like you don't like Kirby owns Georgia. Kirby gets what he wants from the state of Georgia, and Georgia has really good recruits. Florida ain't getting the best recruits in the state of Florida. You're sharing with Miami, you're sharing with Florida State, and you're sharing with everyone else who goes into the state of Florida.
Georgia, Alabama, everybody else is getting their players.
Everyone
too.
else going to Florida. It's like it
Ooh.
but it doesn't mean you can't get really good players from that state.
yeah,
Hey.
26 million amount.
it is 26 million to
Put
buy.
that up there.
Yeah, I did
It's
see that.
26 million. Hey man,
I
listen,
saw that.
man.
Fire my
Yeah.
ass.
Hey,
Yeah,
bro,
fire me, coach.
let's go get on a staff.
And then
and
get fired
get to bed.
for no reason. I'm done
Hey,
with
what?
it. So we don't have to work the whole season. It's just
Like what? No.
I'm
He's
done.
like, go ahead.
Lane
City Hall.
Kiffin. I don't think Lane Kiffin got a good thing going at Ole Miss. I don't think Lane's going to leave at this point. I mean,
I don't
they're
think so.
rolling.
Yeah. Dang,
Yeah,
bro. Yeah, that's
wow.
26.
Hey, that's
I heard-
saying something right there, Jawan. Dion. That was,
He
hey,
can go to Florida State. He's waiting for Florida State.
yeah, but I'm saying, hey, that's a
Florida.
segue.
First off, Dion needs to get the 7 wins before a major school is even going to consider him, anyways.
Mm.
Yeah.
I can see
Like,
that.
no one's going to take Dion at this point because if you don't make a bowl game, we've all seen the fluff that comes with it. And I like it. I'm fine with it. I like Dion, but like, you got to show me you can improve a roster and improve a football team and take them to the next level. And until Colorado gets to that 7-8 win mark, I'm not taking them if I'm Florida.
Yeah, that shoot. If they get to 7, 6, 7. Yeah, I mean, you got to think where Colorado was though these last couple
I
years.
agree. I
you
agree. They're
know?
bad.
Yeah, so yeah,
Hey,
you
this
can
boy
get 5 to
Connor
6.
be on to some stuff. What?
Tell me what kind of time. I think it's going to be okay.
RDC.
Hey. And LSU, how long is leash is Brian Kelly's leash? If they have a bad year, is he still there?
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah,
Yes. Yes.
What's his
Yes.
year 3? Year 3?
yeah, it's early.
I don't. I just don't like him.
I just don't like him. That boy big crazy.
You don't fit
all right.
the LSU. You got to fit.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, that is it for today. Appreciate everyone once again. I think we're at 2,000 strong between Twitter and YouTube. Appreciate everyone. Join us live. If you're on the YouTube, like, subscribe. If you're not already subscribed to the Players Lounge, make sure you go over to the YouTube channel and go subscribe there. Really appreciate that. I don't know if
Are we
we're
back
gonna do
this week? Oh, okay.
I was saying, like, I don't know if we're gonna do an Alabama deep dive this Thursday. We'll set split. Does anyone play the game? T?
What game?
What game?
He do.
Do you?
Last
Video
time.
game?
Yeah, video
What y'all
game.
Yeah,
talking
but video game.
Video
Man, yeah,
game.
man. Yeah, it's NCAA is what he talking about. I think that's what you talking about.
What do you got? Xbox or PlayStation?
You see it? Well, I got both of them, but
Okay.
I play on Xbox.
Okay.
What you got?
So I got Xbox. So maybe we can
it don't matter.
maybe we can do like an Alabama Georgia stream. We'll flip a coin to see who gets who.
All right,
Fun.
I'm with that.
Pretty
So,
dope. We can figure it out. Yeah, I'm dead. I'm with it.
yeah, we
Knowshon,
with
you
that.
I'm
got
ready.
Xbox?
I'm ready.
Oh my
Ben's ready.
You want to play football? Put on the helmet.
Ben, what
What
helmet is that?
That bit look like
What?
Oh,
Is that the Pro Bowl
nice.
helmet? Did he just stun on us?
bro. I can't.
I can't get the other one. The other one's way up yonder, up top.
He did.
Bro, he just stunned on us.
Stunned on us with the pro bizzle. Okay.
Goodness, bro.
Shit.
I can't call him, man. Okay.
I got.
All right, so maybe we'll do that on Thursday. We will keep everyone abreast to plans on Thursday.
Can I just
Maybe
be
like
the
a little fun
commentator?
live stream. Huh?
I'll be the commentator. I don't have no video.
There you go. Ben will be the commentator. Knowshon could be the commentator too.
Hold up, it's me versus you. I vote you play Sauce because he.
Can I be
nicer
the
than
coach
me.
and just
I
call
ain't-
the plays?
You can be.
Yeah.
You can be. Can you play like 2-on-1, like you and Sauce versus me?
That's what I want to.
Yeah.
I want to look up. I don't think
That's
we can.
right.
I
We
don't
have to
know.
be
Gotta be
on the
fun.
same
Exactly.
console.
We'll figure it out. All right, we'll keep everyone abreast. Appreciate everyone joining us here on a Sunday night. It's a bye week, so we can all just stress about how bad Georgia looked like for 2 weeks. But they will be back versus Alabama, and
This
we will be back
2-week
Thursday.
delay could be bad though, man. I want to get right back to it.
I know that's
They
the
got a
shitty thing.
delay too.
I
Yeah,
know.
They got the same back.
it could be good too. I mean, our guy
you
got
need
Yeah,
to-
but they're coming off a nice victory. We're coming off like a.
Carson got banged up too. You wanted a little
Yeah.
time, so
Yeah,
you know what
it's
I'm
all
saying?
good.
We all right.
All right,
All right.
we will keep everyone abreast of what we're doing on Thursday. But once again, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. More shows coming out throughout the week, and we will see you later. Go Dogs.
Go Dogs.